Shit. Huh? What's that? Who's that? That's me. That's the Dashie. That's the Dashie.
Young fan, play the beat.
It's the Dashified, cruising down the street, Caterpillar Avenue where he just be, looking all around on his way to the forest though. Mirlunder in the distance is calling my name. I already know, I feel these electromagnetic waves all around me. These fields are attracting me, magnetic interaction, see the radiance is light reflecting off of me. I am just like you can see, I cannot even comprehend, for I am presently at times, but I just keep my mind in the right place. You cannot be distracted by the difficulty that is life, because no matter what you got going on within your brain, it is action reaction at the end of the day that dictates how life will really change. I cannot be bothered by that, it's just what I say. I cannot be bothered by that, so I just meditate. I cannot be bothered by that because it does not relate to me. I cannot be bothered by that because I know better, man. I've got my focus straight, I've got my mind in the right place, I've got my heart up in this place, I've understood the fundamentals in this place. Oh yeah, this is that bigger type of place, on a different plane of existence where I like to remain. Oh, I take some psilocybin straight to my brain, and then I cruise around these country roads for hours straight. I am just looking for a spark, I do not know where to go, but my feelings, my memories, they are just letting me know. So the formation, that is just a key assumption. All that confidence, now that is just blinding thee. I do not want the confidence to be blinding me, so I am setting myself free by separating. See, I am just me, C-sharp, object oriented up in the space. As I initialize all of these objects, now I must really say, instantiate when I wake up every day. And I just sit down, I suggest I'm going to just like to meditate. I get myself a cup of tea and then I think about, what did I think about last night now? Arguing with AI, don't swallow it, about what life be. Now I'm my philosophy, I'm just living life. I gotta do it right, you gotta do it right. Caterpillar, it's the caterpillar. Look at the Dashified up within the place, it's the Dashified, the issues roaming among all the trees. It's the Dashified up within the place, it's the Dashified. I just up it in the space, I'm looking at some trees that are telling me about ancient old stories, sitting on an oak while I smoke a oak. Ancient stories from the oak, great oak, you conceal as I say, walking beside the river, though it is so far away. I just need to clear my mind every day, because this life, it has to go quite fast in its way. As you grow up, responsibilities, no, that's not the only thing though. The awareness as it does grow, it does not look as beautiful as it was once portrayed to be. Now that is the actuality, this what you make out of it at the end of the day, hoping that it would ever change. The hope does not make a change unless you act upon it, just bring about change. I gotta bring it about, insertion, that is the turning off the key, but the key, that is the door, you see. You've got to look at it accordingly. Read between the lines now, what it be. Express intent, that is will. Action, reaction, now the steal. We say principally, we put it into place. I listen to Mirlunder like every day. Laying on the road earlier, I was thinking, hearing the frogs, yeah. What if a wolf were to crawl up and bite me? I'm vulnerable, yeah. But then I thought, no, I have been trained by the nature, the environment around me. But be a worthy battle scar is what I think. Now that is the best situation in my brain, but the actuality would be that there is no certainty. It could be in any different type of way, other than the way that I can foresee it within my brain. And if that is to be argued with, then I must ask, why tell me. Now I see there is no basis. Now I'm just going, yes I am going freely. Cricket creatures, this is Dashified. We are up in the woods, a street branch. Oh, what is it so good? Looking at Luna, doing my workout. Do some push-ups and some dips, this what I am about. I open up a book and I start writing away for hours straight. I am just studying the literature that I wrote out before. Okay, I wanna become better at that. What I do, you cannot stop me though. If you thought that you could, I'd take more psilocybin, you should know. I'm going to go in my own type of way. I need to improve and be on my way, because you know this adaptability, my versatility, you cannot stop me. Resilience that is within my veins, imprinted upon my DNA, upon my DNA. I've got this neurochemistry accumulating within me. I try to focus it upon one thing and then I see it. Now what is this? A picture that I do like to draw. I draw it out and then I am like I've got to hold it right now. As I do hold the image in my brain and I start to look at it in different types of ways, perspectives that do arise to the surface. So I must really say we like to interconnect and tune into that wave. We have been looking at it from quite a distance, but I must say, as I've been getting closer to it like every single day. You remember them days up in the mountains, up in the art, and so we can hear the explosions too, amongst all of these birch trees, chilling just like what I do. I see some people some days and they look at me like, why is this guy meditating in the middle of this grass field that I see? And I just like, this is just what I like to do, take care of my mind. Now I am thinking, why don't you? Well, I used to, but then I did change, because I cannot keep giving my energy to people that try to take it from me. Now this is my budget and I am quite bougie, I must say. I am just saving up my budget now, I need to retain. I'm just a bit in my space, in my own way. Advanced caterpillar, advanced caterpillar, advanced caterpillar, advanced caterpillar, advanced caterpillar. Caterpillar, look at some trees. Caterpillar looking like, where are them leaves? Caterpillar looking for some leaves. Caterpillar is so high, won't believe. He cannot feel the gravity, he cannot feel air around him. Now what is this? This is like, yo, this is the mix. I feel like I became pudding, like I'm just moving through the space like a slug. I'm so motherfucking high today, looking for butterflies that I study in my garden the other day. Magical practice, now I must really say manifestation physical. Yeah, that would be the intent as I express. I see, now I reflect, consolidate, integrate, now change my reality. Act upon after react would be observation based protocol. Now I say it is going to be in a different type of way. Now like I do engage every day, I want to make sure that it stays variable in its own type of way. I may do principally the same, but the principle would apply to variable variability. No, you can see that it is never going to be predictable for thee, unless you are going to let go of pattern-based reality that you can adapt accordingly. Resonant effect, now better see. Elementally, now I say symbiotic yet type of state, exchanged as I do complementary. Now all of these interactions around me, holistic whole, action reaction based, compelling story. They say what that be, articulate, algorithmic based. It's the dash wave, the dash wave, it's the dash wave. It's a creature wave, but the dash wave. Dash be a creature up at the space. Crickety crickety cree, elevate. Crickety crickety cree, elevate. Crickety crickety cree, ascend mine. Crickety crickety cree, levitate. You know, Dashified. That's from like a year ago, 4th of March. Now that when I go to this place so far away, remembering me of back in the day. I remember when I was up in this place, I was trying to be finding a part of me that I lost previously, but I was still wondering on the other side. See, on the other side there would be the tree branch forest, but now you see in the middle of nowhere where I remain. Ever since the immigration, people have been all over the place. There's so much trash and shit has been degrading every day. I cannot lie, it's just really what I have been observing every single day. And I do not discriminate, I do not pick a side because I do not believe in like, yo, what I think that really matters at the end of the day. If it is about the objective state, objectively I would like to remain in the most effective way, so to be to play into action reaction. You see, mere execution that would be necessary, so do not even try to articulate me. I'm just going to be. I trust myself because I have been learning that every day. Look at this, what I say, yo. And if you wanna walk like this, gotta look at how I walk, how I dance, how I stand. And this is my scene, my movie, my dream. This is my reality. Actualize, articulate, abstract, effectuality. What is that? What you've got within thee? Yeah, I see all of the logistics within your brain, but never got further than the religion. So I must really say, what is that? What you really see? I am just here, this is my own reality, my own dream. That what I dreamt, I put it down upon the paper and I set my friend. Dash power infinitely running through my veins, genes. Yeah, this is just genetic expression, my mind. Epigenetically, I will remain a bit in the space. Psychologically advanced, some would like to say. Neurologically capable, yeah, I articulate. I capacitate anything that comes up in my way, decapitate my enemies. So I must really say, I stay up in my own lane. You can all fuck with me, but if you fuck with me, that means that you came through the gate, means that you wrote on the pad and that you do agree that anything that comes upon thee, it would only be because of your own responsibility. See, so the implication would be that I let harm none, do as you will. Going to be it, but it come back to times 3. I am not going to be like I'm hurting anybody, because I am just where I like to be, expressing love and leaving hearts where I go. Picking up the creatures that I see up in the zone, walking down the street with like 2, maybe those are my fingers though. Looking at the moon right above my head, see the stars and I like your dad is looking at. Stars are looking just like the neurons within my brain. If I were to visualize the way that they would look, okay. So maybe we just all be a form of neurological capacity. Now just a sense of modularity, having a standardized functionality, rather than what they indoctrinate and leading people to believe to be. Gotta be free from what they say, because you know you've got the freedom of the consciousness within the brain. How does he do it? I do not know, but rooted deeply. Tree branch forest though, meer loonde, that where I stay. As I say a thank you, goddess every day. Hecate, yeah, I like to say, as it got some circle blue. Yeah, yes, that's spell as it say. What is that? Deep it in my brain, that it will all just be okay. Yeah, reaffirmation, so I say, that it will all be okay. Look at the delivery. What is that cipher you have never seen? Freestyle, one take, straight from the brain, just because of the feeling and this type of way you translate. As you do envision it within your brain. Multitasking, they say, is an impossibility, but if you were to have the control panel right in front of you, it would seem nearly simultaneously. But really it is just like I am press this button though, like I'm writing code, it goes so fast, you know. Can't even keep track, but I'm like, yo, this is the Dashie where I am at. Play it back, get a know, or now you know. If you know, then yo, you know how to go. It's the dash type of wave, DASHKING.
Gumbo.
Before that one starts, this one is coming like right after the one I just recorded. No cuts, but I need to drink something first.
Gumbo.
I can feel the moss right below my feet. I can feel the mycelium communicating with me as I walk through this place. As long as there is green, I just feel in my space. the peace of mind that what we need. Anything we can do when it is hard, we can do easily if we were to be caught only. So I am going to say, I am going to go in my own type of way. What would the restraint be? No, I'ma say your ability to code in a type of way. Programmatic terminology would be that you can program anything that you see within your brain, given that you have got the potential in you to express it creatively. That's that creative type of flow. As I say, intuition that will guide the way. Thought processes that take time in the brain. They are leaving you ahead using a brand that does not even need to be abused, man. Nah. Random access memory I need to spare, yeah. Virtual memory, now that what I've got, man. I'm just steering, I am floating in my space, writing out the stories that I am just living every day. Visualize, but to act in the right way. Adapt to change, yeah, act accordingly. You've got to know where you are, you've got to know what you do, you've got to know where you've been, you've got to know where you will go. If you were to think in terms of certainty though, but binary-based thinking will allow for certainty to imply uncertainty in a certain way. See, that is that you are not in the opposite type of way. But I am like I want to, not necessarily entertain all of these processes, calling up on functions in my brain. You know, I gotta be real. I do not compete with anybody or anything, because that only distracts from my own competition. That is me competing against my previous self.
Killer.
For a few years straight, I have been writing out all of these philosophies that I had within my brain. I looked up in the mirror, then I tried to translate what I see into form of human terminology in terms of words, so people could understand that what I say. But then the words started to become too complicated in my brain, so I retreated from that. Then I took some time to meditate, looking at the fire, and I got back in touch, and I say, as I find this way, deep alleyways, God has gave me a torch, now I'll follow that way. But then the torch ran out of light. I was taught that you thought the light would remain. Right now you didn't take the time to comprehend, but you did apprehend the gift that I did give. I like that is right, so stupid of me. The ignorance, the certainty that I assume to be. See, there are these lessons all over the place. When you look at some water, are you like, yo, what is that up in my way? Do you just look at it like it is a body of water? What the fuck, man? Why would you even look at it in a different way? Well, I would be like, there are many ways to look at that water, because you see where you drop an object within the water, the way that the ripples go apart is just like the action that you perform upon the day-to-day in terms of consequential reality. So I'ma say, as you form and create, you can make it in many different ways. As I flow consciously up in space, man, I dream and see myself transcend into space. Consciousness, that what we do maintain, but they say that it is this or that, but I would say that consciousness is merely the product of awareness. Now that be what follows the focus, now you see it within your dreams. Coordinate the compass, it be experimentation, see results be, but study the pathway. Conditions would be expressed, now you can re-establish that what you had got to articulate, recognize and put into place. Just consolidate, do not be afraid to reconsolidate or re-evaluate. Reassignment is just a part of the process anyway. It's the process you gotta trust. If you know where to go, just keep going straight, unless you got to go in a different way. Yeah, and that is why I say I'm just going to go in my own way. We got to go as we go, as we go. If we do not go, then we are going to be stoppable. But I am unstoppable, invincible, almighty too. I am the God and the goddess, did you know? I just go as I float, do not touch the water either, bro, because I float above of that, yeah. I defy physics beyond matter, I be quantum mechanically advanced. Now this is my reality. Now I am just here, type in these cheat codes. Do you even care? Do not have to care, it will still just be like the tree that I saw early. take a bong for this one, yeah. Take a hit from the bong. 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 Take a hit from the bong, yeah. Take a hit from the bong. Take a hit from the bong. Damn, that is strong. Intoxicating me. The THC, I do not know, but it's reality. Separate mind and body, like instantly. Feeling like I can feel the sound that is occurring within me. The mushrooms I took, complimentary. I just feel and feel like this is elementally, synergistically, like it is like a catalyst. Not as a primary type of just now, that not how it should be. Not instead, I want to place it accordingly. Look at the creatures in the woods as they move by, in a natural habitat, no matter what you've got going on within your mind. So I started to wonder, like, why can I not just do what I need to do, like they do what they need to, regardless of that what is going on around them. Like you can see, so I'm like, yo, that's the motivation that I need. It can just be regardlessly. So why would I be restrained by that fact killed deep within my brain if I have control over it anyway? Look at the environment around me. Look at the water as it is reflecting me. Synchrony when you look at the movement of the water while also hearing where it lands. What is that? This is just my friend. Waterfall like far away. Mini river that where I stay as I run and I run like far away. Up within the space that I remain. Looking at the creatures that are up within the space with me. As we just look at the trees, look at the clouds. And that is the grass that I feel right now, right below my feet. And it is the wind that is touching me. Going through my hair is that slight breeze. And I hear some creatures buzzing around me. Put a creature on my hand and I look at it though. For like an hour straight and I'm thinking, yo, should've taken a picture. But there is the autonomous response, because I would always have the phone in my pocket though. But when the blue moon came earlier this year, I was just like, yo, I can no longer be bothered by that, man. So I threw my phone away, no longer going outside with me, man. And it has been great because psychologically it makes no sense to take it with me. Makes me feel like miserably, constantly thinking about what if it is no longer in my pocket, or if the time is differently than what I need it to be. I'm just going to go with the wave naturally, and it has yet been good for me. You have to feel and be able to trust. If you cannot trust, then what the fuck are you even doing, man? Where's this? Where's that? Where's it coming from? I'm just here, oh yeah. Take a hits from the bone.
Out of time beats.
Take a hits from the bone. Yo, creatures. Now I'm getting high. We're up in the sky. Looking at some clouds. I'm just thinking to myself, still wanna get to some code, even though it is like 2:30 a.m. It's a typical day, yeah, for me, man. I'm just on my space, I'm just doing what I do, working throughout the night because it just feels so cool. And sit in the moonlight and just take my time, but then wake up early sometimes and just appreciate the fact that there are different cycles up in this place. I want to be able to appreciate both the day and the night. Live both, because you know though that it is as free as it could ever be. So why would you limit yourself? It is like, yo, a bit of this, a bit of that. Oh well, I've got this palette of colors in my head. I want to fill it with colors. That is the experience that I will comprehend in my lifetime. I look at it like this, yeah, it's my lifetime. Time goes fast, variable speeds, like a wave. Now you see, that's up and down, we gotta go. The higher that you go, the more that you will see. You float above the things around thee. What was previously is not necessarily going to be. So I'm just going to be where I am. I'm just going to appreciate, because you know, even on the neurological and physiological level though, the time that it takes for the neurons to activate within your brain, leading to the perception that you perceive within your brain, that already makes it in the past. So I say, You've got to look at it in the right way. I let go of that process though, create a shortcut, I'm just observing, you know. No need to be like, hey, nah. The closest that you will be to perceiving reality. It's going to be looking at some trees, and I hug a few trees, and look some creatures too. I do not mind sleeping. I like my sleep, but you know. I also like the freedom to pick what times I do sleep at. Because you know, I remember going to school. And when you would go to school, you had no say about when you had to wake up, or when you would like to sleep because you had to wake up the next day. So I say, already back in the day, I knew that it did not necessarily have to be in that type of way. Now I was already desiring this, was already dreaming of having this type of shit. I lost it all, like several times in the past, but then I really realized that what I really had, I started to build this. Now what I have got, a foundation that accounts for what is gonna happen on. I look at futures because I already lived. Repetition of this reality like a gift. Pattern recognition because now you start to see the properties like classes, object oriented. I like to be systematic ideology. See, this is holistically because we cannot be like I want to singularize. Not rather I am just as I am, but in the mind I start to envision like what I can find. But then I am like whatever though, because my present thoughts can only get me so far, you know. But doing whatever like intuitively, that would be a skill you've got to learn. But then you start to see reality differently than it has yet ever been, because if we think in terms of what is the present, my friend, that it is going to be related in one way or another though. I want to find something that I have never seen, you know. Activate new neurons within my brain, because I have never ever exposed myself to that kind of stimulation within this place, in this vacuum that we call space. On a rock called Earth, I am here. You know, where did it come from? 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 I say goddess, goddess, I say goddess, 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 where I am, in the middle of nowhere, I cannot even comprehend. But all that I know is that I sit down in the grass where I came from, little place, nature that where I do remain. I learned from the trees at an early age, confronted with reality. Had to deal with it in the right type of way. When the mushrooms came up on my path, I must say, then I started to learn that there are so many different types of ways. You start to come to peace with the fact that it is inevitably in the way that it is meant to be. You try to argue with the inevitable reality, having an argument with the universe. Are you crazy? I think that is a symptom of insanity. Desperation, trying to undo or come to terms with the fact, a lack of acceptance, now that is in the head. Awareness, self-control, I also ought to claim, so I must say, provocative type of state that is occurring in my brain. It is going to branch out like neurochemistry, you see, as it is abundant fact, is it deep within me, the fortune that I seek. Like the smoke, I go up and I do not even wonder where I am. Because you know you think that you can comprehend, but I am. So I go In a way you've got to feel beyond the formalities in your brain. But is that it's just like the wave, the motion, the fluency, like this is just okay. As you try to do it, it will go in that way. Try it more and more and then it will just stay. Elemental state. Do not try to bother my brain with things that others may put up on their own way. I just sit still and meditate. The mood is going to move on anyway, so I just study the movement, prepare for my next move. Put a bit of thought into that what I do all of the way. The impulsivity, now you have got to train. Not too much, not too little, not too fast and not too slow. All of these parameters, like how would you even know? Adaptation, now trust the situation, then your creation. Autonomous like body, this is function, call within the context that is this place. Trajectories leading to destinies, now forming reality. Altering states, different ways, different waves, different patterns that occur all over the place, different forms of life. And I'm like, how could it be? But you study, then you start to see it is not impossible to grasp, but it is so easy. Do not look at the past unless it serves a purpose. Now the principle, apply it universally, given that you are moving calmly. Be contentious, now you see appreciation arise deep within thee. No more of those restrictions and boundaries. Natural byproducts, now that is what it be. The principle from out of the wisdom from living through it, you see. I thought it was over, huh? We're not over yet. We're still up within the zone. Dashified, reworked at the show. Yo, you better get to know. This is the Dash Zone. DASH. This is my type of way. CODEKING. C sharp object oriented. You see. Yeah, started with the C, it was a bit too complex, but I started to do it like every day. But then I started to find out that there was this thing called C++. Then I started to educate my brain on that, and I say that I could create many different types of things, like cool little tools. Made like 10 tools a day every day for like years straight. Then I started to turn it into something more serious, okay? Started to create Win API UIs. Now I am starting to see that it could be more easily. Saw the web dev next to me, started to create the projects that they had laying at the school, and I did it just for fun. Felt like I want to create, like getting something done. Always had the tendency to think systematically. Nobody could comprehend me because it was not in terms of the ordinarity, standardized human terminology, but rather in a format that I can merely perceive to be, and that is okay to me because computers can understand. So in regard to being able to comprehend, better get to understand that it is in a way that goes beyond the ability to comprehend the way. Cause you know it is just in this type of way, regardless of the way that we be speaking about it anyway, like STDCOU out. Yo, this is what I am about. Process don't kill, they say, but I am like, no, not my way, because I am not an executable. Rather I am here, the operating system, and to operate the ownership. Not this the administrator, this is just what I got. Sudo command the app get update though. Solution patch the vulnerability out of the way though. Yeah, reverse engineer the processes in my brain, and I am like I could have created in a different type of way. Improvise. That is the way. This shit's heavy. This shit's heavy. Shit, I didn't even realize I already clicked record, but yeah, this shit is heavy. You know, I play like 3-4 seconds of the beat so I can like attune myself to whatever the patterning is. Don't know how it works. Well, right now I cannot recall the knowing. Let's put it like that. Pretty high. High up in the sky. On Venus where I am at today, with the aliens just going through the Mac drive, I say, talking about constellations that we perceive within the brain. Have you observed how science is translating through this place? As it is adapting like every single day, changing in its own type of way, turning the metaphysical in physically apparent parts of reality yet to conceive. Now yeah, you can see it could be like if you measure it accordingly. Experimentation type of flow, feel reaction, better know action reaction, but you already knew, because I was like, yo, this just what I do. I'm just looking at this as it goes, because you know that it's a natural type of flow. Natural type of flow is the example, because I'm trying to go naturally. Do not want to be hindered, now I need to stay purely. This is that sense of purity, so I just look at all of the trees that are just green, regardless of the weather that is all around them. Look at the wind that is hitting them, and sometimes they fall down, but I look at them and I am like, yo, they are doing what they are doing right now. Quite observant as I be, I'm looking at all of the trees as they are just having that sense of versatility. One time was in a tree, well, I had a bit of psilocybin in my brain, and I was just like, yo, this quite insane. The trees moving around because of the wind that I'm in right now. Felt like I was going to fall, heard the leaves whistling, and I was like, this is what I want. The rustling sound so soothing, you're still my brain. I cannot go away, need to keep on feeling this a bit longer, okay? So I went to the place, meditate, made the memory significant. That is what I can say 2 years later, that I was in that place, in that way, thinking in this way. Now I must really say, just that dash type of way. It's that dash type of way. Dashified, Dashified. Yo, creatures. You know, we had to bring it back a little bit. We've been going crazy on this thing. Cool album. Dashified Reworked Edition. I already made this album before, like a year or two ago. A year. And I had to redo it.
Dion on the track.
So much has happened in 365 days. I've seen so much best, like it is so insane in this place. I remember when I got to that place, it looks like it is quite a beautiful place, and it be now, I cannot lie, but I went got there, there was a storm going straight at me, but I had the chance to go back to my home, that where I roam, but instead I was going to remain, because I had to be exposed to just the way that it be. Now I see myself going progressively, like the artist experiences that are pointing out above all the rest. I'm just like, yo, what can I do better than I did before? This is the significance, this is the mastering of the self, this is what we need in order to be living in accordance with the laws of reality. Yeah, there is no need to be like, yo, I think to know better, but I do not. I'm going to act just like I am, but not really act though, but it will seem in a way to those perceiving the way that I express myself. No standardized ways I try to proclaim, because you see, variability, generalizations that cannot be made as actively as they are done every day. People be overestimating the audacity that they are allowed to have within the brain. Do they even think in terms of you? What is the basis, man? Concrete thinking, always something in the air I can see, but I am not afraid to keep minding my business. See, what's gone is going to just come. If it goes like it just goes like that, it's just the flow, you know. Have you seen it differently in life at all? Not what I said exactly, so look at it in accordance with what's in your head. Then you see that it is just reality, natural flow, naturalize what Is that your emotion that is stuck you need to regulate? Feelings and the thoughts that you have got within your brain, just let it flow like water, though it goes and flows in many different ways. It gets into the places that you have never even envisioned in your brain. It exposes leaks and cracks up in the wall. So I am like your eye on looking where it goes, looking at the flow. And I'm like yo, that is all that I know. Me alone the tree branch, I say, this is my cuffed hexenwerk, yes okay. Luna, that is Luna, that is Luna. This is my cuffed. This is my craft. This is just what I have got. My craft, my craft, my craft, my craft. This is my craft. This is my craft. This is my craft. 'Cause I have made my own type of craft as I just adapt. Look at that, here I go, attunement. Now what is the flow? Synchrony, now not from just below, but from above, from right to left, from back and forth. Now get it straight within your head, as free as you can be. That's the freedom. The limitation that I would see is the conceptualization within the brain. When we think about what is actually possible, I must say, at the end of the day, it is not your articulate ability, being able to foresee possibility in terms of an accuracy that will actually dictate whether it is possible. At the end of the day, just go out and try and experiment. And I say, cannot be stuck to the present where some would like to remain. No, I just need to be like I am up in my own space where I like to remain. Have they ever seen? Nah, look just as I move, I'm just up within the zone, like a package straight over the net, encrypted with a cipher, no comprehended in the head. I'm just going work, go crypted PGT. This is what I see. This is the Dashie within me. I just go DNA imprinted though within veins. I can feel blood flow like it's carrying me, like the oxygen within me. This is just me. I'm just going and going and yet for eternity. For eternity. For eternity. Eternity. Just is on grass fields. Like just up is on grass fields. This morning when I woke up, saw a moth on the wall. I was looking at it, I was like, damn, it is the floofiest moth that I have ever seen. Like it came straight out of my dream. On top of the moon that I painted there so long ago, I saw that it came from the same species that I had seen before. What I did see, I put it on a tree, for it was on the road and it went by the rain. I was like, I need to save this creature that looks quite awesome. Like, oh whoa, I've never seen a moth like this. Like, oh whoa. Get the creature there and I put it outside. I observe, take few pictures I shall use for a thumbnail to create some of these albums that I make. But I like I just got something in the mind, something within the body that I want to put in terms of a song. Listen, provoke in the future ahead of me. Associations that I make in the present where I be. Reworked, Dashified edition, reworked, Dashified edition. This is that reworked, that Dashified edition. This is that reworked. I am just up within the forest on an island far away. That is just a tree, the greatest oak. Now I must really say it was like autumn or winter. It was so cold, but I was looking at the creatures, telling about stories to be told. Look at the creatures that are up within the space. Look at the creatures that are up within the space. The creatures are doing what the creatures be doing, okay? Crickety, 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 cricket, creatures up within the space. I am just thinking about the story clouds that are rolling in. But I am just like, I will just sit here and look at them and stay close in. But then they are where I am though. No rain that is falling down. I am like, yo, thank you though. Looking at where I am on an island. Oh yeah, yeah. Move as I move. Do as I do. Move as I move, yeah. Move as I move, yeah, yeah. Move as I move. Move as I move. Move as I move. Move as I move. Moving as I move. Moving as I move. Moving as I move. I just moved straight through the space. I am up within planets so far away, inside of the planet, like a game of adventure mode, spectator mode, like in Minecraft. Here we go. I'm just here in my zone, taking bits of different domains that are not necessarily even interrelated. Now what they shade the interconnectivity. We need a sense of stability and that unpredictability. That is just a state as I do acquire. Not all words that I may use are necessarily written within the book, but I know that it goes as it goes. Referees would be numbers, now you see what they be. Just like this statistically, no, I cannot be. Nah, that is just what they said previously, but now I am. So I go. And all the people that I love, you know, nothing that can break that though. It is unstoppable, now I must say. When you've got a sense of heart for the things that you love, okay, you shall fight for that till the motivation be. When I wake up, the first thing that I think about, you see, that's my motion. Better look at how I move. I create worlds, yet within my mind, that's what I do. Simulate, recreate, integrate, now what I say. They said like some tree branch that was in for us today. Hey, the normality that be the similarity, making it fit within the context that I had set out. Appended, not apprehended, now you can't comprehend it. See, the step would be circular motion with it, me swirling all metaphors. Within the space, that where the moon just likes to remain from the earth. We see it as the light that's changed, the way that it reflects, like look at it, it looks so beautiful to me. Now this is beautiful, it is just amazing to me, fascinating me, as intriguing as it could forever be. The inspiration that we seek. Have you ever even seen to feel the truest reality? I have got a feeling, cannot explain metaphysics. It's the closest that I can get to that image of that what I see in my brain cannot necessarily be worded anyway. So I say do not attempt, for I can see I'm still trying to understand what I have got within me, so I could merrily not even look at it accordingly. See if it were to be in terms of necessary communicative ability, the words would be like, yo, they are lacking my G. I'm just deep in my zone looking at this candle though, as my life is traveling faster than just light, you know. I'm just moving and I am just standing by, just like a million years and nothing far up in the cosmos. Now I am here just where I am, living my tiny life, as slow as fast just as it goes. This is my tiny life. Metabolism, we will live like we will just survive. Metabolism, we will live, we will survive. There is no fear in this space. Hold that torch when the darkness you find within your brain wants to fight. The only emptiness is the one within me. The more space that I've got, to be filled with something new. You can see constitute, I am like a substitute. This property of the structure that I've made. Look at the attributes that I put into place. Programmatic terminology like I execute procedurally. See, this is systematic terminology. Through the skies far away, I am just creature far away. I am creature far within the space. I had to find myself in a dark place, but when I did find it, I never lost touch of it again, because I am like this. What I do need in order to conquer the seas of life. You see, we travel across seas while we are on ships that we built by hand. I am not afraid of the fact that storms will hit my ship. Waves probably bigger than the ship that I am on, but I am not afraid. And when the storms come, I shall be like, okay. But for now, I am like, hey, I'm in quite a good place. But never be negligent about the fact that it could be gone. Like, where was it even at? Now we forgot, like it was gone, like instant, mom. It does to happen, but just as it goes, a natural cycle you start to recognize, and then you know. I'm just like I understand my space. All I care about is seeing the beauty and all these things, as it is just being reminiscent as a memory. The one thing that I'll keep with for all eternity, as long as I sustain the neuronal stimulation upon it day to day interrelate. You see, it all interconnects in this way. Relativity is the thing that rules within the domain of memory. Yo, associativity, this is my ability. I've created, I absorb, and I shall remain. The same multitask, not procedurally executed. The same cycle over again, just like a cron job. I just run the script and I'm like, yo, I gotta go off. I'm just in my way where I will stay. I just tell them, yo, you better start to love this life, okay? If you do not love this life, then it will not love you. Love this life and it will do exactly what you want it to. This is one of the last songs on the album, I think. Freestyle one take as always.
Beyond on the track.
But I be a light. This must be one of the best albums that I have ever made. When I look at the way that I just composed the whole, I was just thinking about it within my brain, and I focused on one single point that I've got within my brain. Like I just am able to merge it all into one place because I shift the focus in the right type of way. In that way, I'm just like your shape reality that I've got within the mind. What do I see? There's much complexity, but they need to be able to take a step back to see the difference would be between one who is crazy and one who is not. Is that control? Can you explain the how, the why, the when, the where, the how, the what? Now you can see the connectivity, the BS necessarily would be the DNA elixirs within me. Now I am just a within my type of space, just remain adaptive type of state. I mutate, translate in different waves, wavelengths of light never even perceived. I shall remain through these universes, see, bursting out of the sun as I was, got no bloodline. I am just like what is up here. I do remain. Listen to the fungi on a day-to-day, telling me what is the question that I should seek. I seek for the answer, then I see that not necessarily there is a need for an answer at the end of the day. Foresee you got the expectation that you should be able to obtain, but who are you but just somebody proclaiming that to be necessarily the way? You've got to put it into perspective, individuality, the limitation, I must say the constraints of the brain procedurally integrated by indoctrination, see dogmatic society, all of these standardized ways, just like the food, the poison that is all over the place. But we cannot neglect that. But at the same time, I am just like, if there's nothing I can do about that, but I can do something about that, what I've got within my head, then we gotta have it in check. Let me take a bong ass creation.
Dion on the track.
When you're determined to get something done, you better be committed. When you wake up, the first thing that you should think about is how I am going to obtain that right now. My only instruction that I have got within my brain is that you just got to go straight toward the destination that you're paying within your brain. And something that is just a detour because you want to enjoy the view that you've got, rather than just keep on going like the endless chase of perfection, man. Perfectionism, that is not healthy. I say when it is issues in an excess that is going to be occurring within this bigger place. Quite a lot, cannot lie. Like I've seen it quite a lot, alright. But at the same time, I am just like that is okay, because you know there are so many different ways. But at the same time though, you've got to say that for me and my personally, that it is the moderation that ought to be seen as the key. Moderation, that is regulation, see. The regulatory state that I have got within me, I've got to maintain the balance. Like you see the symbiotic type of state, this is the complementary exchange. I am going to just remain action reaction that we play into consequential reality. You see, this is just late at night as it is like 4:20 a.m. in the morning right now. I am just chilling in my space, probably going to write a bit of code to okay after I am done. Have been recording like for 3 hours straight, just up in my zone. What I do today, cannot be stressing about that what they say on the news, on the radio, the television. What I do not, instead I just look at the moon, say thank you dear for giving me this breath. I am here in the space, then I am just going to remain in this type of way. I am just here in the space, and I am going to say that this is the right type of way as we flow in the space. We are just going to be like, hey, 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 hey. So I am in the space, like I will just really like to remain, but I'm going in my way like a snake. I'm slithering through the grass. I'm just on my way, but I do not lay eggs. Instead, just looking for some food. What is this? Just what I do. Then I turn into a grasshopper who's first telling us fast. When I react, I jump away. Cannot even keep track of where I flew to, but I am gone. Yo, what it do? Then I turn into a bee. I look for a flower, the nectar seems nice to me. Then suddenly I turn into a wolf. The sharpness, the precision that I've got within the mind. Time to strike, but at the same time I need to keep my calm. So I turn to a cat like I'm calm right now. With manners, the cadence you see. But then suddenly I turn into a crowd that I be. I'm flying so far away, free through the sky like a third eye, okay. Just flowing and flowing like just as it goes. And we flow up in the zone. And that was one of those ultra late sessions. Holy shit, how many songs did we record already? Oh, nice, try a lot. No, 22 actually. One Optimus, 2 and 1. This is that dashification, dashified, dashified, dashification, dashified, dashified, dashification. This is that dashified, dashification. Up within the space where we like to remain, looking at some trees that they are just moving by in their own way. I'm just studying the way, just like the moon that is up in the sky at night. I study and feel that there is something differently about this than how it used to be long ago. Like I formed an admiration for the moon that I see up in the sky, that motivates me. I do not wonder why. It gives me a sense of energy, precision, that what I do need. It gives me a sense of yo, I'm connected to the environment around me. Don't know how to explain it though, but makes sense psychologically, you know. Just feeling like I am content, a sense of serenity, like I have the content in the mind, friend. Relaxation, that my situation cannot be bothered by whatever is the situation. React accordingly, so the best that I did I cannot stress about. Although I see I'm just going to be as I am. I'm just flowing and I'm flowing like you cannot comprehend. I'm just like, yo, fear does not need to dictate. It's merely just an assumption based upon that the unknowingness within me. But what do I actually fear? Look at that and I'm like, if I get closer to that, yeah, then I see what it actually be and then I judge. Do not need to fear, but how would I react though? I need to have the reactivity ready within the mind. See reactivity and observation, it could go back within the mind, but often then you will start to look at the processes like the pattern recognition in the mind. Yeah, you got to train it in the right way, because the exercise, the potency of what they ought to claim. It is the difficulty that will indicate the potency of the practice that you try to maintain. What's that meditate? Meditation would be the flow. You see the medium, it's just the thought that be told. When I express, translate, reflect, I am just like it is in this type of way. And to be real though, I've got some 62% hash right in front of me though. Nearly smoke like you know? Shit. I smoked a lot of that up. I got so damn hot, put it in the bonya. Need to smoke more and get higher, you know. Then also got another strain, this what I know. This is that good, pure type of strain. It is coming straight from the Netherlands, man. It cannot be bought anywhere, see. It's that potency, purity, what we need. It's that good type of green, it's that good type of green. It's that dank, yo. Gotta fly, bro. Shit, man, keeps going through with the sick beat. I think I found my favorite type of beat. I've been feeling these shits. Don't like I feel the other shits. It's like the beat just talks, you know. The right kinds of instruments.
Beyond on the track.
Rhythm and the harmony too. Do not know, this is complementary. It may also be the intoxicants that I just consume. At the same time, also the mushroom. Been microdosing that a lot. Neuroplasticity, that what I have been noticing a lot as I do try to expose myself to new stimuli that I have never found. I want new neuronal connections to form. Repetition, now that becomes the norm. The habitual integration that shall form. Natural implication that would be, think in terms of implicit reality. See the depth would be nested reality at a depth of 3 to be a rule of thumb, but not necessarily a key for all doors, but when have you ever seen a key that fits on all doors? Why would it even be reasonable to think like that? It needs to be relevant, yeah? What else is the purpose, man? Exactly, so I take it like a tool, and when I see that it is applicable, what I do? Let's see, experiment, this is the way. Debugging, this is the process, okay? Like I write some code, here we go, user interface, and I'm trying to form, thinking about how would I like to integrate. See, it runs differently on different operating systems at the end of the day, but I am not even afraid, not intimidated, not see it as a challenge though, because I can be like, yo, gotta break it up, create something, this is gonna be a bit tough. It's just an opportunity creating. Well, I just like to be creating. I create while I look at the flame. I look at the flame as it burns, and it burns further down. I'm like, alright, what is that flame? Can you give me the property that I have got within my brain? I know that there is a linkage of long ago. Yeah, I seen it so long ago. The chest that I ripped out of the ground, the tree branch, the mirror that I found. Reflection would be showing the realest motherfucker that I have ever seen. That it's just me, just like me, drinking tea. Come sit next to me, got some tea that I've made right in front of me on this fire that I've got. I like you, middle of the forest, man. I'm just vibing, creatures around me, parasitic fucking flies trying to fuck with me. Not afraid, I'm just going to be in my way. I'm just flowing and I'm flowing and I'm flowing as I go, because you better get to know that there is no way that it could ever be in a different way. Got to stay in tune, because this is the lot of mine. It's the dashification. It's the flame that the situation. Shit. There's too much fire on this fucking. Oh shit. I am just galactically up in the space, cosmologically advanced caterpillar, okay. Cosmologically caterpillar, nobody be. Caterpillar, it's just like I just go overseas. Caterpillars in a boat going overseas, in a longboat, yeah, trying to cross the seas, all the way to England, Iceland, where it goes. Caterpillars on the way trying to find some flows. Where is that now? On the way to Greenland? Now what do they see? Ancient stories that are told, yes, our history. Finished borders, now I've seen them, it looks pretty to me. All of these places that I have never even seen. Feeling a deeper connection, as I would like to say, but rather would say that it is from the subconscious, communicating unawarely with the consciousness that be. For you do not always question what is the origin of what I see. The essence, the construction, the depth, straw to reassemble. Now you see where you're at. Do not be surprised when it seems like it is also fake, because it is made up, yeah, by the body and the brain. Neurochemistry forming the experience, so I must say, exposed to the holistical, affecting the way that my body expresses it epigenetically anyway. So we better stay up in our way. Surround ourselves with the right environment and practice the right things. Have a ritual to form a baseline that if I can get to that ritual, I will be fine. Then all that I worry about is getting to that ritual, alright. And minimize, like optimize, and then you see efficiency, proficiency, and that will be creations out. I just create, I create. Shit. I was like, yo, I need to pee. I've been needing to pee for like 30 minutes now, but I've been in the car before for like hours straight, where like needed to pee for like hours straight, So I was like 30, 40 minutes of nothing. Besides, it's some fire. Priorities. It's some fire.
track.
We create as we like to create, and we move as we move because we choose to, and we do what we do because we like to, and we go as we go because we like to go. As I know, so I go. And I ain't flowing like I ain't just going to be in my own zone. Looking at the grass as it moves steadily. Take a pluck of grass and hold it in front of me. But first raise my left hand and activate the part of my right hemisphere. Okay, then I engage my left hand too. Then the right hemisphere is like, yo, what it do? Opposition, now it be clear. Hemispherical synchronization as I hear the single ball. The frequency as it will create a single noise in my brain that is not actually there anyway, but my brain is trying to translate. So I say, making parts of my brain communicate that will never even communicate. Now get it straight. So I am listening to like, what is the sense of synchrony within the brain? I want to feel the flow because you know this is just a resonant type of state. I want to feel so I can create, experience these memories that are severe within my brain. I have memories of scary places too. I remember when I was roaming around all of those places, though terrorized by that what I did not know, but I think that I know, you know. Gotta keep it cool, gotta get the gun within the mind. 23 years never even hurt me mom, so if it is in my brain, then you just gotta know that it is okay, because it is meant to be in that way. Because it wasn't allowed to grow, give it attention by acknowledging the fact that it is, or that you acknowledge the fact that it is not supposed to be seen as the same, because you are just referring to the same entity, perhaps indirectly, but it is still the same thing. So better get it straight, like I said in another song, implicit thinking that what you need, so you can just create and do what you need. Do what you need before that what you want. What is that? What I create structures all over the place, automations, wrap it up in functions though, because I do not like to repeat that what I said. All the code that I wrote, always differently though. That's why we use the functions. This is just all I know. Optimal type of code. Do not fuck with me. I'm just cruising down the street in my old age shit. I'm just flowing up within my space. Dashified, dashification, this is just my own way. Dashified, 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 dashification, this is just my own way. I'm just up in the shiny word state, speaking in terms of dashology. Every day what I say, working on my dash graph every day. What I say, this is just that dash power, man.